what are the common styles of investing adopted by fund managers these days? Just to, try and drill it down to the basics for someone who's watching right now.
If you go by one categorization, which is growth, value, and a blend, a growth principle tries to chase those businesses which have a high growth potential. Like if you look at the EPS growth for last year, Nifty has been close to about 45%. The mid-cap index has had a 94% earnings growth. So practically everything was a growth stock in a market like that. If you're chasing growth, then it becomes a growth principle. If you are focusing on cheaper stocks, which you think are inexpensive for the potential value they have, that's value principle. Okay. A fund manager who's agile and not marrying one of the principles would follow a blend. He likes both. That, I think, is a good sweet spot for a fund manager to operate in both and not get too carried away with one principle, because at different cycles, you have different principles working for you.
Actually, that is a big question, right, Feroze? Because even as an investor, how do you really get to know which cycle are we in? I mean, I would maybe, not me, but any investor would say that, okay, I like to invest in growth stocks because I believe in the growth potential in India, etc. But how do I know that the market is in a growth phase?
See, when you look at P's of the market itself, now let me break down. There are 4,193 days where the market opened in this century. Okay, what's the P levels at each day, historical P? The range in which the Ps have operated, if I break it down, the range from 12 to 21 has been the highest probability PE range. Anytime you go beyond that, then comes the choice of the investor wanting to choose a principle. Like, for example, there is 6% of the days Nifty has operated greater than 25 trailing P, 1 year trailing. At that time, I would go into a value principle. So you have to not do anything as an investor during normal circumstances. Like extreme circumstances, you have to make a choice between value and growth, because the fund manager is not going to make such large changes